Well, sadly I've been fooled by the language of the book. The guidebook said so it means I've got 6 hours to wait, and the southerlies kicked in, so Cooper's is over the other side on Mapua Island, so I'm thinking I might try and nosy over there. I can always come back here. Well, no, I can't come back here because this is no good in a southerly, so I might as well move on. But it means I'm not going to be around at Cape until 3 this afternoon, so I'm going to have to do some maths to figure out how long it'll take me to get across the bay, maybe to Punt Rails or into Annie's or somewhere in Pelorus. Somewhere with an internet connection would be good because people are relying on me, and I haven't had access for way too long apart from the sneaky little texts. So anyway, stuffed up. Glad I double checked. I even got my old almanac out from years ago to try and figure out high tide in Wellington, which I haven't been able to establish, which is a bit of a mistake, so I might look into that. In fact, looking at the almanac, geez, I wish I had an up-to-date one. I think something to correct. Okay, well that was interesting. As I came up I thought I'd film capturing over a mooring buoy, which isn't up there. Because I had a camera in my hand, I stuffed it up, didn't I? And made a bit of a mess of it. And then I realised that I hadn't actually turned the camera on, so I was carrying a dead camera with me. You love that? Anyway, I think I made a good choice. I've gone back to where I was before. And it's out of the southerly. You can kind of see the southerly there. And that's the point I want to go to over there. So, open to the sea. Basically I've got to wait for the tide to change because I completely misread the tides. But you get that. At least I didn't get out there and find out, you know. One step ahead there, just. And of course what you watched was the second attempt, and then I accidentally killed the engine. The throttle, if you go all the way down, it just dies on me. So I had to make a very rash decision as to whether to commit or bail, and I committed and managed to grab it, wrestle it around. Important to make sure you're out of gear when you go forward though, eh?
Yeah, hey look, it might have sounded like a bit of a drama, but in actual fact, all I really did was go from one side of Ship's Cove to the other. I was on that mooring there, and that was no good in a southerly, so I thought I'll duck over to the other side to pounce upon the cape from there to save myself from the southerly that was blowing straight up from that direction.
Well, I'd be lying if I didn't say I was nervous. It's quite a wicked headwind now. But I think until I get get out there, I'm not really going to know. There's a lot of wind. Pretty sure it'll be in my favour on the way out. We'll see, I can always come back here. Nervous anticipation. Usual story. It's one of the reasons I love sailing. Whoa! Well, I don't want to speak too soon, but it's looking wonderful at the moment. I've got this tiny new sail that Martin, Holmes and Jamara gave me, this one here. It's off a Turismo catamaran. And it's very meaty, but it's not very big. Perfect in the unknown conditions. I've been thinking about putting my reef main up, but I've kind of decided against it. I've been feeling a bit edgy about it since I stuffed up the timing this morning.
Okay. Now, I do know that my sound is dreadful and the wind noise is bad, but I've only got a little Instamatic, you know. This is not a professional production, as you can probably tell. But what I'm pointing out here is that I got a bit scared of the tide. The tides are going the wrong way. I'm looking forward to going around Cape Jackson, which is coming up ahead. Tried to time it with the tide because that's really important down there. But there it is. That's Cape Jackson, just there. That's where I'm heading. And also just over there is a rock which has a buoy on it, which you can't see, but I can, because it pays to take note of that particular one.
I was doing 6 knots, feels like I'm doing 4 at the moment. 3.8. I spoke too soon, maybe I should get the mainsail up.
Hi, I'm back. What I'm trying to do here is cover up more of this wonderful wind noise. Basically what I'm saying here is I'm always a little bit concerned about the tide, the direction of the tide and the wind, and what sails to put up, because you never know what's going to be around the corner, particularly this corner. Now, while the forecast was good and I thought I had the tides timed correctly, you just never know. And I was thinking about putting up a reef sail or a foresail. Oh, I've got my little foresail, but it's the reefed main, whether to put that up or whether to just go hard. And I took safety. I was cruising there at about 5.5 knots by this stage, so I was feeling pretty confident. But I'm always pretty cautious, and I'd like to apologise for the very black face. You see, I've just come from Mana Cruising Club, where I took the boat out and did an anti-foul, and I'm just so covered in anti-foul, and because of the tides I didn't take the time to have a bloody good wash before I left, so I'm a little bit embarrassed by my appearance, to be honest, but you know, such is life. Anyway, let's have an overview of where we are and where we're going. Basically, we started out at Ship's Cove. There's Mapua Island on the right-hand side there. I came up and went around Cape Jackson, which is just really challenging. It's a narrow gap. The tide, there can be a metre height difference in the water from one side to the other. And then I shot through that little gap there into Forsyth Bay, and spent a night in Pigeon Bay behind some mussel buoys, fish farm type things. And then later on I'm going to go to the Rangitoto Islands, these ones here, an amazing spot. Then I hear from my mates that are down in Forsyth, and so I head down there. We always get that name wrong, by the way. Anyway, where was I? Back to the wind noise.
There's a fishing net or a crab. Between them. And I'm fairly sure now that the tide is coming with me. So at least it feels like I'm not going very fast, and sometimes we peak out at 6 knots. So that tide's coming with me. And I can actually tell by those buoys back there that it was coming my way. Anyway, I'm excited. bird action. Man, I ought to get a line in. It's on survival, bro. Survival. Oh, that's great. Look at that. Okay, we've got a tack at about. Do you want to watch? I don't know, we'll see. Is it going still? Oh, it is still. Bloody beauty, mate. Are you still filming? Oh shit, you are too. Pigeon Bay. Will the anchor hold? Someone was in my intended spot. The number of times that's happened there. Now I've yet to get on that one. It must be quite nice there. Anyway, as soon as I got through the Allen Strait, it was pretty obvious. Sailed through with that foresail motor sailing. Beautiful, that motor sailing. Worked well today. So it's 12 to 7. Sun's going down. Could be a wicked sunset. Time to cook up a big feed again, I guess. Not overly happy at being at that anchor because I've learnt to love bloody those moorings. But at least I've got an hour and a half before the sun sets, and I can keep a very close eye on the drift and what the anchor's doing. Yeah. That was a wonderful little zippy cruise across the bay. Well, I had a very restful night at anchor in Pigeon Bay in Forsyth Bay. Lots of fish action. I'm sure I heard some dolphins swimming around the boat in the night time. Couldn't see them though because it was pitch black. So my good old pirate friend Dennis is coming up to spend the weekend at Derville, and it's a beautiful big high that's just going to move over us for the weekend. It's just going to be sod all wind, a few sea breezes maybe. It's going to be bliss. He's coming through French Pass at about lunchtime on the tide, and hopefully rendezvous. And I'm not sure whether he wants to go around the top this afternoon, but it would be perfectly timed. And he's bringing me a dozen beer, which is good because the stores are getting a bit low. This is Duffer's Reef, and look at the guano on top of that one. A very white rock. The power of poo. Just look how dry that hill is. Well, there you go, lunch. That beach there, what a slice of paradise. These are the Rangitotos. That island was privately owned, famously by one guy for 50 years or something. And then he decided to sell it. And he bought a suite on a cruise liner. Watch the world go by instead of here. What a beautiful beach. And that out through there, Stephen's Island. A tropical paradise. Geez, I wish the kids were here. Well, I found my mates. They're going to spend the night back at Whariata. We've been calling it Wharatia, but Whariata, which is another one of the wonderful moorings. We'll see if we can raft up there.
I think you'd want it to go out in the estuary.
Oh, yeah. You need something with a bit of guts.
With a bit of guts in it, mate. It, no, mate. He says, Cox, that's pretty impressive. Well, we've had enough disasters today. We don't need anything more. He said, I thought I was going to get wet for a while.
Sam, shut up.
Yeah.
No.
I'm going to go.